And you made it. I was really hoping to get you not making it. There's Mimi.
To come up for a picture.
What's that?
She's coming up for a picture.
Exactly. Mimi. What you eating, Grandpa?
I don't know. They put it in front of me and I just
Shovel it in.
shovel it in.
Are you drinking out of that goblet?
Yes.
It's my favorite. Did you get the one with the...
Magical mystery.
There's one of them that is, like, like, it's squeezed.
I'm not the one you need the video of. I'm
Who?
on TV already.
Mimi? Mm-mm-mm. Where'd you get this, Daddy?
Amazon.
That's you.
It has a little desktop, tripod. A little desktop tripod.
Yeah.
That you can screw in there. And you don't have to hold it.
Okay. I don't know where that is.
And Margie does.
Oh, okay. It's actually has good zoom. We could have used this for the eagle. We saw a couple weeks ago. We saw an eagle just right on the fence over there.
Yeah.
And then we were all crowding out to come see it, like a bald eagle. And then it flew and it flew into the trees across the lake, and we all got out with binoculars and stuff. And as soon as he sees it, he's like, I gotta buy this house.
And how many eagles I have in my house?
Like 50 million.
Everywhere.
Did you tell him that we saw that eagle in our backyard? Bald eagle.
Oh yeah, across the way on that tree. We saw it while it was in our backyard, just jumping on the grass, and then it flew up into the tree across the pond there. We could see it with our binoculars, actually.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
They go always by the water.
I'm gonna go get that tripod. Hey, Margie. Where's that tripod that you for this?
It's in the camera case. That came with the camera.
Okay.
Ask your dad, he knows where it is.
Oh, he told me to ask you.
It's inside the case.
The case. Hey, Grandma, do you know where the tripod for this camera is?
No. In your hand?
Well, this
isn't it?
this is the camera.
Oh.
Looking for the tripod for the camera.
Tripod. No, I didn't see any tripod.
This will all get edited out eventually. This is where we're sleeping. It's me. It's Max. My leg's hurting. Oh, there it is. Here it is.
Literally up in the nest. Getting the female eagle in the nest. Right while I was fighting. It goes down I know it's not good for your concentration, but at the same time, how often do you get to see two bald eagles screwing in nature? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, come on, you got two bald eagles making love in nature. You should stop your golf game for a minute, because how often do you get to see that? And they were doing it up in the tree there, and it was like making all kinds of noise, and the other one was flapping its wings, and, you know. There you go, Tommy.
Mm-hmm. And Margie didn't know where it was either, so I had to find it.
came with a package of stuff that I.
Yeah, she said, "Oh, Drew knows where it is."
I wonder.
All right, I set up the scene.
Well, see, I wonder if I could use that for practicing my golfing at some point. See how it, see my stroke action when it works and when it doesn't work.
I don't know if this is staying.
Okay, this is director Tommy Kelly.
Yeah, I just
And action.
I just recorded, not recorded. I just put the video of my Rise of Stars play on YouTube. Mom said we might watch it later.
Oh, that'd be great.
Five
Is that
stars.
the wait?
plate.
Is that the one where you were the
Starboard?
where you died? Oh,
Yeah.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, it's kind of blurry, so that's why I never say anything about
Who recorded it?
it. Scott did, my director.
Oh, it's not that good.
Scott Dittman, not.
Scott Kelly. Yeah.
I never watched the whole thing, but
Well, I watched it twice.
I never saw it. The actual thing.
But I mean, it is the full thing, so
Yeah.
it's like at least it's as good as it's gonna get. Let's
Right.
just put it that way.
I was actually thinking about maybe getting band back together and doing like a recorded version, like doing it again just to record it. Thought that would be cool.
You gotta get the lighting, people, and all that. Maybe. Where's Grandma? Get her on video.
Mm.
Oh, I forgot a fork. Shoot.
I'll get it.
I'll get it.
I'm already okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can have.
No.
I don't need a fork.
Ed, please eat something. The half.
I'm eating.
Well, then eat some of this thing with a fork.
Oh, don't you want? I
He's
can
got
eat
me
the
a
sandwich first.
Yeah, eat the sandwich. No, but I'm saying you're giving me your fork when you need a fork too.
I don't need it.
You're gonna eat that salad with your hands. I'm gonna put this under over here. You need some salad.
Particular.
Miley.
Tommy don't go back until
Sunday.
Oh yeah, Sunday's her birthday, so they're gonna have special. Does she know you're going there, or is it a surprise?
Oh no, yeah, she knows.
Oh.
She's the one that found it. Like,
Oh, good. They found that purple thing that she needed at the store. Let's keep quiet. It's a surprise. Thanks.
Oh, you got the 7-layer
Yeah,
salad.
I like the salad.
You know what shirt this is, Dad?
What?
You know what shirt this
Yeah,
is?
that's the one from.
From the island. Yeah.
Love the salad. I never make it because it's a lot for two people, to go through the whole. Once in a while I make it, but very rare. Your grandpa loved it.
what?
He loves it.
Oh. I can tell, Grandpa. You
Right.
love this.
I love it to pieces.
It's almost too good to eat. That's why.
That's what he said. Too good to eat. Look, too good to eat.
You know, I was the one that, not on this salad, but previously I have helped with them. So, I basically made this one. I've helped
Yeah.
on previous salads.
Right. This is a great salad because it's very easy and everybody loves it because they never get it anywhere. It's not that it's hard, but you usually don't have water chestnuts or peas around the house, you know what I mean? You'll have lettuce and stuff, but the other greens you don't have unless you're going to make it.
You know what's crazy? We've lived here for almost a year now. And I've
Yeah.
never walked around to the other, I haven't walked around to the other lake yet.
You go out to date and look around.
No, I mean, I've walked around, I've been, on this side of the
Oh.
lake. But
Mhm.
I've never walked,
Oh.
because, you have to walk through other people's properties and
Oh.
stuff.
Yeah.
But still, it's I want to do it one day.
Yeah.
And supposedly it's bigger over there. It's, past that little trench over
Yeah,
there.
your
Not
father said that there's a whole other lake flowing down there. beyond that, he said there's 2 more lakes just as big as this one around the bend here.
More like a pond.
Well, but just as big as this on the other side that we can't see. Well, this is closer to the school for Max than it was for you, right?
Well, actually,
Okay.
I think we're technically closer to the school, but we're not in the, like,
Bus.
yeah, like we're not, like we're zoned for a different
Yeah.
school. So we're, it's actually like a thing where it's like we have to kind of keep it on the down low that we live here, because otherwise they might zone us for another school and Max might have to switch high schools.
So would you give the other address?
Yeah,
You still
Yeah.
give it for the school?
yeah, it's,
Well,
because,
as long as they don't deliver anything, they just call up.
right,
You're right.
and we have to at least keep that up until Max's senior year, because
Right.
then he, like, once you're senior, it doesn't matter where you live as long as you drive yourself.
But he never takes the bus now anyway, does he?
No, he doesn't.
That's good. So,
Which is why, because we can't.
no.
If we, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But some kids that are eligible to take the bus don't take it anyway, do they? No.
My father was a bus driver,
For like a school bus or a city bus?
city bus.
Where'd you guys live?
It's called Garfield, New
He
Jersey.
lives in a lot of places that were always moving, within the area though. Why? Why did you move so much?
Trucks. My father was in the trucking business.
Yeah, but I mean, so you moved from River Road to the other part of town, to Midland Avenue, to Monroe Street, all this is all in the same town. And he didn't park his trucks outside.
Yes, he did.
No, but why did he move? Just because he had a truck?
Well, on River Road, the ones on River Road, he would just pull right all the way to the back of the house.
Yeah.
Uh,
Then, higher up, you know, when you were going to the along River Road toward Lodi there in Woodridge, when you went up, lived up on that nice house there on the hill. Why did you move there? Or move out? Probably don't know, you were too young.
no, we had no input into what they were going to
The
do.
decision.
No, they had a unique family.
He was just a kid and get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, it was one of those, what do you call them now, dysfunctional families. So you didn't say anything. Whoever got up first got the clean socks. He had 2 brothers,
And Ray.
and Ray, 4 of them were some. And this was the bed, just a 2, not a queen bed, a regular bed, there was stuff like this.
With sardines.
Yeah, they didn't have any room, so they slept not regular way, but the other way, so they could all fit. That's why most of the time he slept on the couch. And he
It's not easy.
survived. Well, he had to get up early in the morning, 9 o'clock. I mean, ever since he was 9, he had to get up at 4 o'clock to deliver milk. Then he'd come back home, sleep a couple hours, then go to school. It was tough back then.
What was the, like I hear, like when I'm listening to people, like I listen to this podcast, they always talk about like what's the longest period in your life where you didn't have a job? Like,
Never.
or did you just always go from one job to the
Yeah.
next job?
He never clocked a day on the unemployment. Never worked since he was 9.
Well, I worked until I went into the Air Force. Then I worked some more, but in a different way. Then I got out, and then I worked in Bendix.
He worked in Tier 5 first
Tier
in
5.
Bendix. But you know what he did? He worked a regular 40 hours or more. And he went to college 9 years nights, plus working. And we had a baby, and not your father, but Scott. So and then I worked nights because we wanted to buy a house and we had no money. So my mother watched the baby, and I worked from 4 to 12 while he was working. And while he was in school at night, so he came home. But he'd wait up for me from school, because otherwise we'd never see each other. You know what I mean? So he'd come in
We
and
had
be
one
sleeping on the
bathroom.
couch. We had one bathroom for all these people. But so he's...
Who was living?
My
Like-
mother, father was downstairs, and we were upstairs. And my sister, too. My sister lived there. So, what it was, if he didn't stay up to see me, he'd stay up, would have a cup of coffee, and go to bed, and then he'd go, and I'd be with the baby all day, then I'd work nights. And we did that for 6 months. So we had a down payment on the house. And then we moved on, but he still went 9 years nights, you know. He was the only one. He went with 5 guys, and he was the only one that made it because all the others, their wives couldn't stand it because they were never home and they weren't doing this and they weren't doing that, and they wouldn't cooperate, you know. So he was the only one that made it because I was such a one. But
Was that why?
You know what? Because we never went anywhere because he was always home studying on the weekend. You know, because he worked all weekend. So we never went anywhere. We went to the library, right? Not even to the
Drafting,
park.
I had to do drafting, and
Oh, that
that
was
was
one
when,
thing I almost didn't graduate because it couldn't stand
that was,
drafting.
they had
Do it. It was fun.
computers were all cards, and they would tell us that we had to do this project, and that was terrible in those days.
And he just couldn't, you know, to make everything perfect, to be graph, you know, if you're not that type, you know, you just couldn't do it. He almost flunked because of that. It was terrible. Everything else, he was super. When
I mean, funk.
I
never
said you
flunked.
took that course and you were always going for extra help, or you don't, you know, you almost that you hated that course.
Drafting was,
That's what I mean, drafting.
that was,
You're not good at that.
you know.
And my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, that's his career. He can do anything like that. He paints, he does it. And he was just the opposite.
In high school, I got into the engineering magnet at my school, and I got in, and they said if you're gonna be in magnet, then these are the classes you're gonna take. Like, they mapped out all the classes I would take. Like, I wouldn't get to pick any electives or anything. And in 9th grade, I was picking my electives, and I really wanted to take drama.
Yeah.
So I said,
Take engineering.
yeah. So all right, I'm not gonna do that. And
Engineering is tough.
yeah, it is. And they were really they said you don't have to take engineering. You can if you want, you can take engineering in college. Do what you want.
Yeah.
And then I took drama for 4 years, and I became president of drama club, and I was starting to play and stuff. So I'm kind of really happy that I didn't take engineering.
Engineering is tough.
Oh boy. All right. I was making my sandwich, and
Where is it?
It's in the microwave right now.
Okay.
Took a picture of it.
Well,
Did you get one of those sandwiches yet, Tommy?
No, I didn't. I'm not for it right
No,
now.
really.
I might have.
He's entertaining us.
Yeah, I might have some 7-layer salad though.
Well, we got an extra one of
that
those
was
too.
the time when everything exploded.
When?
We went from digital, from
Analog to digital.
And-
That was a big step in technology. Analog
Yeah.
to
Big
digital.
step.
Big step.
I mean,
'cause
people
that changed
didn't know what the
everything.
hell they were doing anymore. An engineer could, just by changing tubes in people's TV, they were considered engineers. So I was doing that before I ever got my degree. And it was funny. I taught mathematics to guys in my group because they needed it to get ahead, and so algebra and calculus.
I hated that, but he taught.
You had like a teaching job?
Yeah, he did it. You know, this
Dad, your
part-time.
sandwich is out.
He did everything.
Okay, I'm coming. Thank you.
He did everything.
I tutored in math, but
Yeah.
other than that, that's really cool. Where'd you did you teach like at a school?
That was in the Air Force.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
So I was teaching other guys that
They were in
They-
the Air Force.
they didn't
Other Air
have
Force
that.
guys.
yeah, they were Air Force guys. See, military family, all our family was Army.
You
And
went
we
to Air
had
Force.
majors and sergeants and lieutenants.
Warren, what was your brother?
My brother's Arnold, so.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of military everywhere. And Richie went to
College in Arizona. Got his degree after he got out.
he went
She
to
asked me what
9
it was.
colleges to get his degree.
Because he was always moving around. He was a 20, 30-year man. So wherever you are, you keep trying, taking the courses. It took him that long.
Is that recording?
Yeah.
Not the whole time, is it?
What?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I mean,
That's good.
It's a nice little position.
Yeah.
Who's
It's
that?
just,
Who's that interrupting our discussion?
Max, you interrupted the scene.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're doing a scene.
This is a scene.
Do we allow the
actually, what's
children
cool about
to talk
Tommy is
while
when he
we
does
are
a
talking?
thing, sometimes he'll say scene, and then he does it, and then he says scene at the end.
Marker.
Remember when you did that in graduation dinner?
Oh yeah.
You gave a speech, and then at the end you said scene. That was
Um,
pretty cool.
That's just normal.
my friend,
Your what?
our friend Steven is going into the Navy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
May 10th.
In
Well-
May, oh, he's got to wait a whole year.
Yeah, he's going.
Well, it's only
Well-
6 months, really.
He's
May.
shipping off.
Lorraine's husband also took the Kitty Cruise. Kitty Cruise is the short-term,
My
1 to 2
husband?
years.
I'd like to meet.
You?
I'd like to meet her husband.
He
Who,
said,
Blake?
No, he seemed
Oh.
my sister.
I was talking
You
about
forgot the
himself.
word sister. Lorraine's sister. You said Lorraine's husband
Yeah.
took this cruise. You meant Blade, my sister's husband.
Yeah.
Blade.
What cruise?
He called
That's
it a
what-
cruise.
That's what they call it.
Because he was
He's going.
he
Steven
was 2 years in service and he didn't go anywhere or do anything.
in May. He's going for 2 months to boot camp, then 2 years to a Navy college, and then 4 years in submarine.
Oh, God
Yeah.
bless him. I could never take something like
Yeah, me neither.
None of
I
that is
don't know. I mean,
guaranteed.
I watch the movies and I
None of
guess.
that is guaranteed.
You know what I mean? Imagine being in there.
It depends on what they need, when they need them. You know,
But you got to be a certain type. And you probably
How long
want-
were you in?
they wanted to make me a
4
lieutenant
years.
to become. I was a radar specialist, and shore ran was a big thing at that time, and the Korean War was still going on. And they said, you can go to Korea, your background in electronics and be able to communicate and so forth. And anyway, I said, I'm not going to Korea. I'm here. I said, I want to fly. I don't want to be in Korea. So, what are you talking about? We didn't guarantee that you would fly. You know, I
Fine
wanted-
print. I was fine print.
Did you say that he was in for 4 years or 40 years?
Who, 4 years?
Okay. I
4
was.
years, no, he went in at 18 and he got out at 22. And in between, we had your Uncle Scott.
Mm.
He was,
I wanted to stay, but
Scott was born while you were in Korea? I didn't realize
no,
that.
no. I was
Oh.
pregnant and when he got home and
I
2
came
months
home
later,
and
baby, yeah.
she was pregnant. I said,
so we really had
How did
no
that
time
happen?
alone as a married
Miracle.
couple. We just, bam, had the baby, had all, I didn't know how to cook, I didn't know how to do anything. I think nobody, I was so young, none of my friends had a baby, I was never around the baby. I cooked. Then he went to work, and then he went to college nights, and he was never around.
begging.
You know what I mean? So it was not easy. But we made it. Oh, I don't think they wanted to have that.
What is it?
Now, how
Oh,
many,
yeah.
how many credits do you need to graduate now?
I don't know how many credits I need to graduate. I know that I think I can. I don't. Yeah, I can't remember how many. I know.
I had a whopping big number.
You know
I know
what?
that have right now. I'm taking 18 credits.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to finish up 18 credits, and I had a bunch of credits from taking my AP classes.
Yeah.
So
Well, back then it was different, and you needed supposedly only 128 to graduate. But you know, he got caught in that have a course that was worth 3 credits, then they drop it down to 1 credit.
oh, that's
You
something
know what
that
I
I'm
mean?
gonna have to do as well. If I keep being in plays, they're gonna have like when you're in a play, you have to have at least like you have to sign up for a class. As it like that way they can hold you accountable for something.
Yeah.
But there's like a credit limit, like so it's
I
like
was
you,
in every
so you have to go for 0 credit.
in high school.
Really?
In high school,
You were in every what?
every play, every play.
He had the lead in 2 years in a row. Yeah,
I was Mr. Big,
he was.
and they sent me because I was a communicator. They said like I could talk, and they had a radio show at that time down in Newark,
It was a debating club.
debating club.
They didn't have TV, so they did it on the radio.
And I did big time well
Yeah,
there,
got picked.
and so make that story short. The principal of the high school, okay, said, "Okay, you're an exceptional guy, so we're gonna have to keep you, protected." Because the other problem that we had was the World War II veterans were coming home and going into the schools.
They were in the high school with us.
Oh,
Because
wow.
they didn't graduate, so you'd be in a class, and you're the guy, 30 years old or whatever,
Wow.
with us. It was really
Beards
crazy. It was
and-
very unusual time.
Never veterans. That's
And they
Yeah,
wanted to smoke.
yeah.
They wanted to smoke cigars and.
Because you didn't have to be a graduate of high school in order to go into the service back then. So then it came out. and-
came and everyone wanted to finish their high school
Yeah,
career.
and there was no computer, so they couldn't do it online.
It was a wacky time.
But you know what, getting back to college, so he got caught up in all these things, and he'd have a course, then they would drop it, and they wouldn't have it. He graduated with 169 credits, and he only needed 128, was it?
How many years were you in college?
9?
Wow.
I went to the dean and I said, "Listen," I says, I'm getting old. That's when I thought I was getting old. And I said, I can't keep going nights like this, you know. And he said, okay, he says, I'll tell you what. He says, we're going to take it down to 2 courses. History, both of them, one was about the United States, the other was what, music
Art
Art.
appreciation. Art appreciation.
or art appreciation, and
The state of New Jersey you had to learn about.
yeah, but that's when I learned about New Jersey.
Yeah, that was a college course.
That was a college course, but I mean, it was.
But it was good because he
I-
learned everything, all about there's so many different kind of Indians in New Jersey.
It was a college course on the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
That everyone in New Jersey had to take.
No, just that.
There was
It was like, I guess they had
There's
some
a-
choice of electives and maybe that was one.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
actually
choice.
a Harry Potter class.
There's a Harry Potter class.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably like a club.
No, it's a class with credit hours.
I doubt it, they're making anything a class now.
That's
They-
crazy.
It's like analysis.
You know
of
what? You
the
get
books
out and what do
like-
you know? You know, if you
You know
take
about
all
Harry
these
Potter.
classes like that.
Tommy already knows about Harry Potter. You
That's
don't have to
right.
take college
You
class
could give
on
a
it.
class on Harry
Exactly.
Potter.
Oh, he could give a class. Hey, there you go. That
Just
should
like
be
he
your
could
part-time
give a
job.
class on
You
Napoleon.
should say,
And
hey,
then
I
he
could be a
wasn't
graduate
there.
assistant on this
Yeah.
class because
Oh,
they
God.
call it graduate
You,
assistant.
you
know
must
what I
have
mean?
screamed. I bet
Usually
I was
you
so
have to have
upset.
a
I
degree.
can imagine.
I was-
But if you could say,
I
hey,
was
I'm
so
glad I
angry.
wasn't there, big poor thing. I would have been
Can I
crying
pay
with
you? I'm
you.
serious.
That's what
Pay you money for that, okay?
I would have been crying.
Hey,
with
I
you.
wanted to hear the story about your hole-in-one because I remember you had a hole-in-one one
I
time.
don't think he. Oh well, he does remember.
Yeah, he
probably.
does. I remember. I
Yeah.
could set the scene. It was the state, not
I
the
had-
state.
I-
It was the course, like
West Shore.
championship
Yeah.
was going on, right? When you had that hole-in-one, wasn't it some kind of tournament that you were playing in?
Actually, I think
Yeah,
I
couple.
had a total of 3 holes in one, but the one that I talked about most was the first one. Was we went to? Don't forget, I was living in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they said we're going to go play in Pennsylvania. I said Pennsylvania. I said that's a long way. So anyway, I said okay, because they said well we're going to have a meet, you know, cookout and all that, Waldo. So it was like on the second hole, and what it was like like this situation here, where you were hit,
Give
okay,
me a grab.
and you had to hit over to that landing, you know, like the
Yeah, there
That's-
was a valley in between.
valley in between.
That's all. No more.
And well, it just, I wasn't really trying too hard, but I just whacked it and went. And I said, that'll put me close enough. And then when we got there, because we had to go down the valley and up to the
Yeah, that was
thing,
before
that-
carts used to
It
walk.
was
those
in the
courses.
hole. That's when and that was
Nobody
they went
believed it.
wild. They said, "Oh my God, you weren't even, you're not that good. You can't be that good. We can't put up with you." But I had one there, and then I had one in West Shore.
Yeah, that was the one I always remember.
Picked the wrong day though.
Yeah,
You said it was a 3-iron and it rolled up the hole.
right.
You hit it like low and it went up the ground and went up the hill and then onto the green and kept rolling
Yeah,
and kept rolling right towards the flag and then went in, right?
right. You
And
know,
it was in a tournament though. It was the club
Right.
championship or
right,
something.
yeah.
So everybody in the clubhouse was aware of what happened.
Yeah,
the
why?
best
Tell me
part.
why. No.
You know, Charlie Kelly, which is
Richie Kelly's
Richie
son.
Kelly's son.
Yeah.
I took him out because he came in flying in or something. Anyway, to make a long story short, we were playing, okay, and I got into this
No
sand
more, sorry. No more,
deal.
sorry.
You know, one of those sand
traps.
pits,
Yeah.
sand traps. And he says, "Oh," he says, "I got you now." You know, he says, "I got you now," and I just swung hard because there was, you know, the sand was like wet. Anyway, I hit it up and it went this far from the hole. He says, "Can you do that again?" I said, "I only had to do it once."
Ah, that's funny.
He couldn't get over the fact that I could whop the ball like that.
But the other one at the West Shore, you forgot to tell him. He did it on opening day. And if you do a hole-in-one on opening day, you have to buy drinks for everybody instead of them buying drinks for you.
Yeah, that was,
He had such a big bill. He said, I had a hole in one. I said, hooray. Then he says, it cost us so much money. Like 300, 400, which was a lot of money back then to us. It's still a lot.
yeah,
Anyway, that was funny. You know.
that
You
was
figure
my,
people would congratulate you, buy you a
Right.
drink.
that was either my first or second
Yeah.
one. I don't know, sure.
Long day.
No, it had to be more than that. But anyway, I did it.
Yeah, he did it.
I
Yeah.
got the bands and all that. And I got the Marriott. Marriott sent me a golf bag. That's how I got the golf bag, my golf
Right,
bag.
because they asked you, like, what clubs you were wearing and what shoes you were wearing and all that, because then they like to say that on their brochure that these people got hole-in-ones, you know, wearing this golf glove, wearing these shoes,
Yeah.
you know.
I had my share.
You heard any crazy dogs barking?
But I was playing with, what was his name now?
I don't know.
Frank.
It's okay.
Uncle Joe, and what was the other one?
Frank, my uncle Frank Singo.
Huh?
Frank Singo
Yeah, was it?
and Joe Wassel.
Yeah.
Well,
that
my
was
two
the
uncles. Yeah, my two uncles.
Two uncles. And
They all golfed, yeah.
they all golfed. And they kept saying, you know, you can come out with us. We'll show you how to play this game. Oh, okay.
They all like to bust each other chops. That's the fun of it, right?
Yeah, me, Tommy, Daquan, and Ricky. Those are like, we hang out the most out of the
Yeah.
group. We always are yelling at each other and making fun of each other. We played pool the other day, and non-stop we were insulting each other.
Yeah, right. That's the fun of it.
But these were two older guys, and
Well, they always liked you. They, for some reason, didn't like my sister's husband, but they liked him. I don't know why. And my sister's husband is Polish. He's the only one that in my whole family, you know, way back when I married out of the clan. I married an Irishman. But there was something in those days, you know.
Yeah, you really lowered yourself to marry an Irishman.
Honest to God, in those days it was. Like,
You know,
oh my
got
God,
me
because
in
everybody,
was
you know, it was just
Yeah.
the way it was,
Yeah, because the Irish
ethnic.
were the lowest on the totem pole next to
The Irish were
African-Americans.
lower than blacks. And
Well,
I mean,
Bobchi liked
Oh
me
my
right
God,
off
they-
from the start.
they were
You know,
really,
that-
you
that
should
was
see
the
some of those
very
old
cut
movies
me,
about
Bobchi.
how they hated the Irish. Really.
Not the Polish, though. The
Gangs
Polish-
of New York was the
Yeah,
next, that's
we
the
watched
next.
that a little while ago. That
When
movie
they
was
came
wild.
off the boat and they took them right over, signed them up for the army so they'd get killed. They wouldn't even, you know, nothing happened.
The,
That was a rough movie, really.
I was
Yeah.
working in the
Violent,
mill.
very
watched
violent,
it,
but
it's
it's
terrible.
true story.
That was another job.
was
I had.
partially based
I
on
was
a lot of truth.
making
Glamored up a little bit.
tablecloths. I was making tablecloths. And Bobchi, her
Bobchi was making
Bob-
tablecloths for
her
you working there.
grandmother was one of the sewers, you know. And
You didn't know at first.
no, I
She
didn't
was
know.
my grandma. He got a job working in a place. My grandmother who lived right next door.
Mm.
She didn't know I was dating him, and he didn't know she was my grandmother. And they fell in love with each other.
No, she was always bringing candy.
She
You know?
always
Nice.
He was very skinny. She wanted to fatten him up. My grandmother was terrific. Very always smiling and happy lady. Everybody loved her. You know, great lady. And then she found out somehow. They found out that he was dating me. So then she started bringing him. And he was sending candy through her to me. So
No.
every day, every other day, she'd come home with like a Fifth Avenue or a Hershey bar. He was plying me with bonbons, poetry and flowers, like a nickel candy bar. She'd always come. He said, Boychik, she didn't talk too good English. Boychik brings you, wants you to have this. God, it was funny. She was something. And then she loved him twice as much because she liked him. And when she found out that he was dating me, she was so happy.
That's fun.
Oh, she was a character. Very loving lady.
She was the boss, though. She was the boss.
At work, did they like her a lot at work? Was she a good sewer? I don't
She was a
know.
good worker.
Yeah.
Oh, she was a good worker. I didn't like this job. And,
It was.
Does this guy have two sons or one son?
3.
Oh,
Actually, 2 that are
two
the
live here,
same
right?
age, and then 1 that's like your age.
Yeah, because I never,
But it's
can
the
never
same
tell
one.
who's who.
But no, but it's usually the same one who just dresses.
Yeah. There's this one kid who lives over here. I see him every once in a while because we're both letting our dogs. But
He doesn't go to your school?
no. I'm zoned out of.
I know. Tommy was just telling us.
Yeah.
It's a big secret, so you watch your step or else we'll call up and say,
I actually a lot of times I'm about to say it to someone who I'm like friends with. I'm like, probably shouldn't. I don't know how long we'll be friends. But anyway, there's this kid, and I think there's 2 of them who look exactly the same, and I don't know either their names. I know one of them is named Joe, but I think I
Never talk to him or anything?
I every once in a while I'll see them letting out their dog, and I'm letting out Cosmo.
They live in that house
Yeah.
too? Isn't that wonderful? That's sad because we have it in our neighborhood. Live right next door, you don't know who the hell it is, and they don't bother. I mean, it's crazy. And then they say, oh, world peace, everybody loves each other, when you don't even talk
Know
to
your
people
neighbor,
next
right?
door.
We're actually we talk to the father sometimes.
Yeah.
Like we'll both be outside. One time, me and my mom were we're putting out the garbage, and one of the posts down the block, like the telephone poles,
Yeah.
got struck by lightning,
Oh,
and it like blew out the circuit and it like exploded, and everyone went outside and we were talking to him.
so that's what you're talking
Yeah.
yeah.
And then our neighbors that way, we were friends with for a little while. We were talking to them, but the dad has like some like kidney problem,
Oh,
so now they're not living there for a little while
oh.
because they're all in some hospital.
Yeah, things happen fast. Change.
You want some dessert, Ed? No, maybe later.
I'm gonna get this boy. Tell me what the hell's going on with this computer.
Yeah.
Your aunt is still here. They're still here. Did they leave? I guess they'd come say goodbye if they were
Oh,
leaving.
no, I tell you, we've got it set up pretty much because of your father needed to get these printing things and so forth. And I couldn't figure out the printing thing. And he goes in and there's like 3 dots on the bottom. And he presses 1 dot, and that's the one that says print. And he said, how the hell did that make it? Wasn't logical at all.
We both have Windows 8, like that's the processor, or the whatever system. And yesterday, or 2 days ago, I had a little notification that said, upgrade to Windows 10.
He too, if he
Yeah.
only has a short time, or else you
Right.
would have to pay. So are you doing it?
No.
Neither's he.
Yeah. A lot of people say it's bad, and also
Yeah.
I don't like changing it.
And
Yeah,
I
because you
heard
just
the
learned
other-
something, you gotta go through it again.
Right.
It's harder for somebody older that, like you use it all the time,
Yeah.
but he doesn't use it all the time.
They change it so much, and it's like, I don't need to change it. It's good.
Right.
You know, if
He liked Windows
story
7
I
better.
got,
Me too.
I went to the store, okay, and the guy says, Windows 10 is not good, he says, because if you go with this, no, Windows 10 is better than
Yeah.
Windows 8.
Oh.
And Windows 10 is better than, because Windows 10 is like 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was his reason.
Yeah. and
Windows
he says
7 was way better.
way better.
Yeah.
And he says that 10 is basically Windows 7
Upgraded.
upgraded. And
That's pretty funny.
yeah, and it's 10, you know, I mean, so, and but my father says don't change.
Yeah, I'm scared to change it just because I don't want to learn it all over
Yeah,
again.
that's it. You got other things on your mind.
Yeah, Windows 7 was. I understood Windows 7. It was easy to understand. And
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Windows 8 is like. I still don't use any of it. There's a lot I don't understand. You're talking about how Windows 7 is so much better than Windows 8.
Yeah, Windows 7 is the best.
Everybody says that everywhere. Why did they change it?
I don't know.
Because they want to make money and they
Yeah.
want you to buy a
You
new
know what's
one.
weird?
It
They-
all boils down
They
to
say
money.
Windows 10 is like Windows 7.
And that's why it's better than Windows 8. Because it's closer to Windows 7.
They skipped Windows 9, and they're giving Windows 10 free
Yeah, for
to
free.
everyone.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's just because
yeah.
there's money involved everywhere in anything. It's horrible.
I don't know why, but Cosmo is following me around. He was like, he's, no, I just picked this up, but
Cosmo.
Hey, when there's food around, he's around.
He follows the food.
I know, I ate mine. I don't know about you, Lorraine.
You ate just the hamburger, but you didn't eat the salad.
No, you ate the
I guess
salad.
I
Really
ate your
ate the
salad
hamburger.
because you didn't eat it.
Oh, you were eating it before I even had a
No,
chance.
no.
I don't have any food on
Don't
me.
blame it on me.
Yeah, what's up with
He
him?
didn't really want it. What's he sick?
No, he's just
He's-
following Tommy like crazy.
He must smell something.
Yeah.
He smells something.
Uh-oh.
Smell your drugs, Tommy?
What? What are you talking about, Max?
Is that a part in a play?
Love is strange. Love is strange. Look at this. Oh.
That's cute.
What is it, Cosmo?
You just smell in your stomach. That's weird. What's up with you, Cosmo? He's such a great dog. He can catch a frisbee now, like almost always. He loves to swim. He's just a fun dog.
I don't know. I was out there with your father.
Throwing a frisbee and you missed them all. Cosmo, calling me, you making me look bad, Cosmo. Stupid dog, you make me look bad.
Oh, he eventually gets it, but you know, not right away. Well, he's happy when he's done doing it.
Seriously,
Yeah,
like
He'll go.
Cosmo loves the frisbee more than life itself.
Yeah, he'll. If you keep throwing at him, he'll. No matter how
Forever?
tired he is, he'll
Like-
go until he passes out.
Seriously, it's like I'll be throwing it to him, and eventually like he'll stop taking it to me. He'll start taking it to the door, and be like, "All right, Cosmo, if you don't want it, then if you want to go inside, then you won't go after it." And he'll still like
Yeah.
he'll run and run and run like until he's like he can't run anymore.
Yeah.
Like until he's about
And then he's out of it for like an hour, and then after that hour, he's like, "All right, let's go play again."
like he's passed out on the floor.
Yeah.
Me and Tommy, I don't know when it started, but we learned how to throw knives.
Oh.
We were throwing them into the tree. I just thought about it because the tree. And,
We used to do that when young girls and guys. We used to play knife. It was a
What's
game,
Nice.
right, Ed? Well, you know how. Well, we didn't have you have the sidewalk, but between the curb and sidewalk, they lots of times have grass.
Yeah, a little bit
But
of grass.
we didn't have grass because nobody could afford grass in those days. So it was dirt. So in that rectangle like this, you would make a square, and you divide it up in half. And you had these little knives that they would arrest you for now if you were carrying. And would just throw it. And then you try to keep cutting, and then the next person until who gets the
Most.
biggest part and cuts out the other person, you get all of it. And then sometimes it gets down to a little thing like this that I own and you maybe own everything else, but you kept trying to go in there to
That's
try to
fun.
get it. It was a good game, right, Ed? Used to play it, and girls, guys, who were 8, 10 years old. I mean, we would throw. They're the kind. What kind of knives you call them? The ones that you open up. And
Yeah,
those
like,
little knives.
You
They aren't shivs or anything, you know. Those.
Like a switchblade?
They
No,
weren't switchblade.
like
What do you
a
call
pocket
them?
knife.
Yeah, like a pocket knife.
Like a Swiss
yeah.
Army knife.
Yeah, I couldn't think it. And then it was fun, and nobody said anything. All the people walked by, all the open. I mean, nobody thought anything about
Yeah.
knifing anybody. And I mean, it was such a different world. You cannot believe
We
it.
used
It
to
was a
play
nice
football.
world.
And we didn't have a football.
We used
You
the
just
machete.
use knives.
Oh no!
We had a newspaper rolled up
Oh.
and strapped, okay, and we would throw that around all for hours.
Yeah, you know, you
For
made
hours.
fun out of nothing.
Anything, yeah.
You know,
Then,
it's
then
good.
we, then of
But you
course
had
we
nothing.
graduated. You know, we got sophisticated. We started playing other games like we had this big park. It wasn't a park, but it was
Big empty field.
big empty field.
They call it Century Field. Everybody went down to Century Field.
And we played all kinds of games in that. Softball, hardball. And they had a black team, all black. And we had a white team.
And nobody fought.
Nobody, no
Nothing.
arguments, no nothing. Everybody went down to the park to see.
It
They
was
had nothing
such
else
a
to
great
do at
world.
night. So they would go down and sit and watch the players. And that was,
Now, my God, there'd be riots or this, who knows what they'll go.
You know what me and Max and Daquan started doing over the summer is we got it into our heads that we wanted to learn how to use like bow staff, like staves, like how, like you would use like a quarterstaff.
That was really you and Nick one. I wasn't part of that.
So we went and we like cut down like these young trees, and then we're just carving them.
Yeah.
And then we made a bow and arrow. Like we made. Yeah, look at it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh hell, when we were kids, we all had bow and arrows.
I can't recall.
They'd make them out of the twigs and string and
Yeah.
All of the heroes, you know. There was what was the one with the monkeys? He had a monkey in
oh, you mean the movie heroes that you based them on? You used to play the game?
there. Yeah.
Errol
Racer.
Flynn used to be Robin Hood, and all of them used to have that.
We used to go down to the river, you know, and we didn't know it was polluted.
When he comes back, you got to tell him about the river and your shoe.
Yeah.
Wait till Tommy comes back. But we used to go to the movies, big deal. My sister and I, Saturday afternoon, my mother gives us a quarter. It was 10 cents each for the movie and a nickel for Neckos. You know what Neckos are?
Yeah, like the wafers.
The big ones, it would divide them in half, and that was our big treat, you know. A quarter, you know. Now, my God.
It'd be like $2.
That was the Ritz Theater.
No, but to get into the movie is how much it costs now.
Yeah.
You know, well, not no $2. It's,
Oh, right. True.
You know what I mean? This was the entrance plus the candy.
Oh, really?
10
Oh,
cents
wow.
for each entrance,
Oh,
me
yeah.
and my sister, and a nickel for
Wow.
the candy.
I think
So-
it's like $12 to get into our theater.
I that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was
And
only
they
a
had
quarter we
plate
getting.
night. They had plate night.
Dish night, they call it, yeah.
Dish night.
To do what? What's that?
It was every Tuesday and Thursday because nobody could afford dishes to eat on.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody in the family would go, oh, look how nice this is. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's a good one. Fancy. Yeah, it works too.
Eh, not that far.
Great.
We never like. We decided we were gonna get back into it when it got colder, just cause
Yeah.
like school started and we're more busy now and a little farther away and stuff. But still.
But you know what? They would want you to go to the movies, so you start a set that show, like for weeks in advance, there's 2 sets. And then on Tuesday night, you'd get a cup. And then on Thursday night, you'd get a saucer if you come to the movies. So everybody, I went and my mother went, would get 2 cups, you know, and to get the thing. And then if you missed, you could make it up at the end. But this is the way they filled the movies in the evening
Yeah.
because people didn't have money and they wanted to draw them into the movies. So this, you figure by the time you bought a dish, you're seeing the movie too.
Right.
And even all the candies were shared. You couldn't go in theater.
Jujubes was another one.
Yeah.
These little, all these candies that were little ones that you could buy it and then everybody got a little piece. It was crazy.
That was before the war,
But
after the Depression.
anyway, it was, and there were so many things.
Depression was tough.
Nobody locked their doors. Nobody, I mean, everybody knew everybody. And you didn't have to worry because we lived next door to this house that was up and down. And then this old couple that, oh my God, like who is the famous old couple that you see with the rake and the thing? I can't think, you know who I mean?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, this couple, they were from Russia. They were Bachinik and Bachitska was their name.
Their names?
Bachinik was Russian. His name must have been Nick. And Bachitska is like his wife that was a Russian name. He'd sit on the porch. It was a 2-family house. And he'd sit on the porch in a hard chair, not a rocking chair, but in a hard chair. And he'd sit like this, morning, noon, and night. And he had a big mustache. And he had kind of like a hat that Lincoln wore but a little lower, not as high as that. And he sat on his porch with this thing, and he had this high hat, and he always had on a shirt and a vest, you know, and he'd just sit like this, and he never said anything, but he just watched everything. So we felt very safe because Bocce Nick always knew what was going on, so nobody
funny.
did anything for him, you know, but I could still see him sitting on his porch, you know, it was something else.
During the war, during World War II, when we captured all the Italians, and
serious, I would bring them cigarettes if I was there. Exactly.
they brought them into Fort Dix in New Jersey. Well, since they were Italian, and I lived in an Italian neighborhood, okay, you could see what they did is they let them, those troops, come up and eat with their gumbas, you know, the gumbas.
But they had PLW on the back of their shirts.
Yeah.
If they were in the neighborhood.
That's funny.
But they did that.
It was like social thing.
Yeah.
You know? The Italians weren't much of a fighter anyway. You know, to make short of it. The
Every now and
gumbas
then, yeah,
were
they'd come
something else.
into Garfield and they'd
And they will always eat like 4 layers of food. 4 layers of food. So they would have spaghetti and macaroni, all kinds of stuff, you know. And with gravy on the top.
What, did they drive them in buses and then took them back? Or did they come in cars? Or trucks?
I think sometimes in trucks, sometimes in trucks. I don't know how the hell they got there, but they got there.
Because it's quite a long ways from Fort Dix.
Because the big strange part of it is here we're at war with these people, and
You're
you're right
serving
there
them
in your own house. That was all different world, a completely different world. Everybody was accommodating, even you know, even enemies, you know.
So what are we shooting?
Until the Nazis
Does it have
really
a-
got into it.
Not really, because we're not like.
When the Nazis got into it, they were vicious. They you know, really
And then,
Yeah.
killed the name.
So why don't you tell them about your shoe on River Road?
Okay.
Yeah,
My
Tommy's
favorite story.
doing something else.
What happened was that when I was really young, maybe 6 or 7, and we only got 1 pair of shoes a year. And anyway, it was Tom McCann. Tom McCann was the shoe store. So once a year we would take a ride to Passaic. We were in Garfield. And we went to ride to Passaic.
Three little boys.
Yeah. We were in various
You heard
ages.
the story before?
Huh?
You hear this story before?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet.
And so anyway, well, the story was that we came home. We went, got the shoes, came home. Well, at that time we lived right on across the street from the river. So
Margie's Hawkeye over here.
and on
I hit it
On
on
the
the first try,
river.
I'm not gonna do it again.
was
100%
this
accuracy.
It may never happen again, right?
sewer deposit
Guys,
So,
where water
never get higher than
go
that.
through it. It's like
Alright,
a
Grace, you
tunnel,
wanna go?
Like a big pipe type
cement
thing, yeah.
tunnel,
go Basil, go. Go Basil.
and
She okay to go outside?
go on top.
Yeah,
And
Grace.
we used to swim in the river. which was polluted. We didn't know that. Anyway, to make a long story short, okay,
She likes to go.
we
all the
get
time.
there, and
She feels more secure on a leash.
this is only like an hour or something after buying the shoe, okay? I go running down to that sewer pipe, okay? And I had my new shoes on, and there was a can on the thing, and I wanted to kick it, so couldn't just leave that can there. So I took a running jump and I ran, kicked that can. Well, when I kicked the can, my new shoe came off my foot and into the water. And the water was deep. And now I'm in deep yogurt, okay, because I lost this shoe, which is my yearly shoe, and so I didn't say anything to anybody. I just went home and put on my old shoes, the shoes I had before. But, and there was, you know, nobody said anything. But then the next morning, we all woke up and who took my shoe? So my father had a strap about that way. That was his correction for anything. Yeah, walk a few times with that, you know what was going on. So he said, "What's the problem?" I said, "I can't find my shoe." And then, you know, we were three brothers. I don't know. Nobody knows nothing, you know. And he says, "You better tell me, because I'm gonna whop you off if you don't tell me who took that shoe." So nobody talked. He got up. The first one he hit was my older brother, Charlie. He hit him, and then he just whacked me once or twice, you know, no problem. But Charlie took a beating, and then the third, Richie, was my youngest brother, and he was in terror that he was going to get the whipping, you know. But they said, "Okay," he said, "then I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back. You better think about it, because I'm going to get really mad now." And we said, "Let's get out of town." You know, so we went in the attic to hide. We hid in the attic, and that's so. Until my father went off to work, which was so. That was the end of that day. You know, pretty much the next day it was all hidden, and by that time we just made do with the shoes. You know, the old shoes.
You
Just
making
have
any
to
progress with that?
use some more.
What was it?
We used to put cardboard in the shoes. Okay, so when the holes were in the shoes, when the water came into them, okay, they still
Cardboard
have a
keep them.
cover. And that's the way it went, and until everybody forgot about it. because it was back to normal. Everybody had shoes on, and it was all.
All your father's stories.
uh,
You know about his knickers?
Oh, I don't
The
think
knickers,
so.
you know what this, like, you know,
Yeah,
knickers.
like pants.
Well, in England, knickers means women's underwear.
Oh, really?
They say your knickers. That, but these were regular.
Yeah, like pants. That come
Yeah,
up here, yeah.
guy, yeah, kids, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
Yeah,
guys
it's
want to
that was
pull
the
right
big
now if I throw this in?
changes. You know, when you, as you graduated from one class to the next, okay, you could go from like the kindergarten to the fourth grade, you know, and then you go up to another grades and so forth. Well, all that was fixed, you know, everybody had to have the same. And
I mean, there's a plug that you can plug in, makes it.
my parents decided
Like,
that
sorry?
all we needed was knickers. We didn't need
Long pants.
long pants.
They came in style, yeah, they couldn't wear long pants.
That's
they
when
cost
I knew
money.
we were
Oh,
poor.
yeah.
That's the first time I knew we were really poor.
Because all the kids used to laugh at them because they all had long pants and they wore these Snickers, and then they'd get hand-me-downs and none would call home. She'd call him in the office and he'd get pants, but it'd be the kid, you know,
Yeah.
down.
black kid.
In the next class would say, hey, he's wearing my pants, you know. It was terrible, really. But
We lived through
you
it.
live through it, but it's not fun. Yeah.
But life was tough. That was really time when the whole United States was in trouble. So
Yeah.
when FDR came in. Anyway, those were, as strange as it seems, okay, they were interesting times. Interesting times. Now, we talk about the seniors, talk about the young people, and how you folks all have your head down and you're talking to your
Machine
machines,
of different types.
no matter what kind of shape or form they are, but they have to communicate everywhere, church.
No time to smell the roses, you know. No time to talk to anybody or say that's a nice tree, whatever. Everybody's just,
So people don't talk to people.
you know, in
And,
restaurants and buses, everybody's into their own. It's sad, really.
and it's getting worse.
Because in the future,
for the kids.
these young people will not know how to communicate. How will they have jobs? They won't know how to
Accepted.
talk to people because they're always this way.
I sometimes
Not
see,
you two
like,
guys, but I'm saying
we're
the
not as bad.
majority. No, you're not.
I see little kids at like restaurants and stuff
Yeah,
with
that's
the whole
what I'm
family. Like little kids.
Little
like playing
kids.
like a game.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
And they have to be, what's the word? That just entertained
Yeah.
every minute. They can't enjoy the people or the thing or whatever. And that, imagine 10 years down, like 25, what will this world be? They won't know
Well,
how.
the robots are going to take over.
Robots.
No,
And,
really, it's a fact.
it's scary.
When I was in the fourth grade, the nuns told me, you know, that there's going to come a time when mechanical devices are going to populate the world. And they didn't know robots, but they had it in their mind that was the kind of thing that was going to happen. And we, you know, in the United States, we were at one time a leading robot manufacturer. And we gave up and the Japanese picked it up. And they went to town, and in Japanese factories, they're all dark. end to end, because there's no people in there. There's just
Machines
the
doing
thing
everything.
comes in, boom, 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 and then it goes. The robots move over to that and the next stage. And I've been in Japan, and and I see this, and I said, oh, in no time at all they'll take over. But if it wasn't for the Hiroshima and the blast that they took, and then the big water rushing, whatever they had there, they've had all kinds of
Tsunami, yeah.
catastrophes there. But
Chernobyl, you mean? Yeah.
not Chernobyl. Chernobyl
The
is the
tidal wave
Japanese.
they had a couple years ago.
Like the
Huh?
tsunami.
The tidal wave they had a couple
Yeah, the
years ago.
tsunami, right?
Tsunami, yeah.
The tsunami.
And they're still
You're
bad,
right,
you know?
Tommy.
It's
You're
still
right.
got
I
the
put that in
effects.
the
He
book.
has his friends
You
in
were right once.
Japan to email him, you know?
I knew I could do it if I really applied myself. Like, if I really, one day I'd be right. My
But
father's
you
eyes.
see how she slips that right in there? She slips that right in there. Chernobyl.
I thought you were talking about different catastrophes around the world. I'm not dumb. I knew about tsunami. I'm very well versed.
Well, I
am
was
well-versed.
I was in Europe when that happened, and the radiation from Chernobyl was all over the northern part of Europe, and so much so that in the Scandinavian countries, the meat was
All the fallout, the meat was all
Tainted.
tainted. And he was eating some of it because nobody really knew.
Yeah, no one understood.
So, it's one of those crazy things. So now with this tsunami, right, Ed, what's going on underneath the water? A lot of it's still reacting and it's getting out into the waters and going out. And it's going to land
Well, it
on
affects
the
the
western
fish.
shore of California.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah,
Right,
'cause
because the
they
land.
said it was all taken care of, right? And then recently, I don't know how to explain it. You explain how it just reactivated down in there, and then it just started
Right, because
going
the
out.
water kicked up all the
Yeah,
dirt and
right.
stuff.
And it's so, it is not good.
Yeah.
Japan is kind of doomed. You know, because all
Wow.
those people are eating that food, and it's all around there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they say it's safe, but it isn't
Yeah,
safe.
it's not.
and you can't believe. You see this porch? This would be elegant. I mean, this would be
Paradise.
all kinds of people would be living here. Not just you few, a whole bunch of people.
10 times.
Okay,
Yeah.
and they're all bang, 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 close to each other. You know, it's not like there's any space between them. You know.
Because that one room is everything. You roll the mats out to sleep, you roll them up to eat, you know, then you roll them and you sit on them, you know what I mean? There's like no couch,
like
no
home
pillow,
here.
no nothing.
Yeah.
Sad.
Hey, we appreciate your rooms and your cordial,
Hospitality.
if imposed.
It's funny, the cots that we have that we're sleeping on, we've had those our entire lives.
Yeah.
We've slept on them when we were little. Like, whenever people sleep over, they sleep on them. Like, those cots have had so many people, and they're not uncomfortable.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're good. I wonder where we got those.
Those great cuts. We used to have them. I feel like we had them so long that we used to actually bring them to grandma's apartment. And,
Yeah, I think so.
like I remember, so it's
Probably
like
grandma.
elementary school.
I'm interested to know where we got those. And I bet they looked a lot different. from
Oh,
before
yeah.
They
we
used to have
slept on them.
handles.
Yeah, they did have handles. I remember that.
They
Well,
used-
what our red room, not the twin bedroom, the other, you know,
Yeah.
where the parents sleep.
Yeah.
If that mattress could talk, you know, that mattress was our first mattress when we got married.
Really?
So it's like 6 people, and everybody and his brother has slept on this
Wow.
mattress. We had friends coming from all over the world, and Nina had the, you know, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. We say if that mattress could talk, 'cause we've had so many people sleep over on,
Wow,
and
that's
it's
crazy.
still good. It was a Sealy's Beauty Rest, and it was the great one then. It's still good, you know what I mean? And it's
Wow.
been, but oh, we have people from Germany. We had Althea Gibson and her husband sleep over. I mean,
You know
I mean,
who
I could-
Althea Gibson? She's a black.
she was the first black tennis star that won Wimbledon.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Your grandpa worked with her husband, so they were good
I
friends.
met this guy. He spoke at one of my I had like a lecture in like one of my classes.
Yeah,
His name was Richard Lapchick,
yeah.
and he's like this guy that was. It's like he's like this person in sports that like some I forget exactly what he does, but he was just telling us about all these stories like his father was the guy who hired Jackie Robinson. And
yeah.
he used to have like Jackie Robinson like would be eating at their house all the time.
Yeah.
And
You know how big that was?
he went to he knew Nelson Mandela personally. Like
What's with this guy? How is he so famous?
South Africa. Oh, this lady's been to South Africa. In the, actually in the huts.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Kruger National Park, we slept right in between those. Yeah, we did
that
a lot
was
of
big.
things.
That's where
But-
I got hooked up. You know?
Yeah. I forget what they call that tree. But it just had like a long, thin, strong, from dot. You know, it's just like a little, just straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would come up like this, and it would wave in the wind. So you walk by, it would hook you.
Oh, wow.
And
like
it
this.
was paper like a thorn. So he was going to work one morning, and because we stayed in a thatched hut just like the natives, it was unbelievable. And then he had to go back to the central thing.
She
He's
was
walking-
riding around with the Rangers.
He took a shortcut. He didn't go on the path. He went through these trees. Wow, tell him.
Yeah, okay.
He got hooked.
Whoa, really?
And he couldn't
By a
move.
tree?
Yes.
By a
'cause
tree.
By
So it was
this,
blowing in the wind.
I'm telling you, if it comes down and that's all the,
You just
Drop,
brush
you know.
by and
it
bends.
just moves and it just hooks you. It's like a
wow.
thorn. It
that's
comes
like
but
something
shaped
from a
like that.
sci-fi movie.
It was, and he was standing there. He always liked to get there early. So there was nobody there because he didn't go on the path. And he couldn't move because it ripped his whole mouth.
Oh, wow.
So he's standing there with his briefcase. He couldn't bend down. He couldn't do up. Finally, somebody came along, but it was crazy. And
Wow.
nobody warned us about this, you know.
That's crazy.
It was really, I don't know what the name of that tree was, but
they
then
told us of it. you
after a
know.
while we found out, but oh my God, that was terrible.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah, you really,
South Africa is really interesting place. It's an interesting place.
What's the favorite place you ever visited?
Huh?
What's your favorite place you ever visited?
you know,
I've been in so
they're all
many.
so
How many
different.
countries do you think you've been to?
All of Europe, Australia,
I want to go to Australia.
China, Japan,
China, Japan.
Taiwan, Korea.
Have you hit all the continents?
Pretty much.
You've been out, well.
The one I
He's
didn't
been
get
to
to was the
Greenland,
Arctic.
Norway,
I was
yeah.
just this close to going down there, and because I wanted to go to South America.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was down in South America, we were going to take a ride down to the Arctic, and it didn't happen.
He liked Iceland, Greenland, you like those.
Yeah, I've
And
been
then
to
he was-
all of those.
All of South America, really.
See, I used to lecture a lot.
Around the world, yeah. He was really highly respected all over everybody knew. He was written up in all the countries. He was a very smart man.
In China, what happened is that we would have a meeting, okay, Americans or American
Host, yeah.
sponsored. So we would have a meeting, and everybody would come in from. They have to be registered as their expert in the field that we're talking about. So they would sit there, and so what happened is we went to China, and they had built a V, you know, just like a football stadium, you know, steps down. You know, instead of our regular crew, which was maybe 25, 30 people, all these people, let's see, back in there.
Yeah, probably chasing a lizard or something.
And anyway, so we walked in, and okay, we go to start the meeting, and the mayor and whatever town leaders and such came to see what we were doing. Okay, so then I had to be introduced to them. You know, there's all these protocols. Anyway, to make a long story short, we talked to them, okay, and then we had our meeting, and boom, you know, some big muckety muck in the government shows up, you know, and the Chinese go crazy. They're very sensitive to all this protocol.
Respect.
And they said, we started talking, and I decided to make a little run at them, okay? Because I had been in China before, and I knew about Tiananmen Square, and I knew about, I was all around Tiananmen Square. So I wanted to make it clear, okay, I didn't appreciate them, you know, you remember the picture of the young man trying to stop the tank with his hands. Because
Yeah, with the suitcase. Yeah.
So I started to talk to him, and I went on a rampage about, you know, there was a wall in Europe, okay, and there was a wall in China, and I said, you know, the walls don't amount to much, you know, that, in fact, I recommended that they take down their walls. Walls meaning trade walls.
Yeah.
And that we come together better because, you know, they represent a large portion of the world. China. So I went rambling on. Anyway, the next day it was in the paper. Whole thing.
Wow.
About you?
Everything. Yeah. And the
Some Americans
and then
trying to tell us what to do.
And then no, I didn't even know it was being
Recorded.
recorded.
Wow.
And so
How about sitting at the table and standing up? That stuff. You
Oh,
remember that? That was another
that
meeting.
was different.
That was another meeting.
Yeah, but this one was important because the guy who they sent to talk to me was the head professor at the university.
Oh wow. You nearby one.
So he wanted me to lecture in his school. Okay. So I said, I don't know the timing. You know, I'm supposed to be working. And I said, so okay, I'll do that. And then I went to the university and I lectured there about automation. And when I came back, okay, there was another article in the Chinese paper about Mr. Kelly doing this, that, and the other thing. And there's such craziness about this, okay, because all these things happen to you, and you just say, you don't start off trying to do it, okay? It's all boom, 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 handed to you, and then you have to make the best you can. In fact, not more than 6 months later, okay, I was in Chile and working in Chile, and they had a big hall, and they were bringing in people to talk about standards, all different kinds of standards and so. Well, the people in Chile, since I made a big rambling speech against what they were trying to sell,
Right.
I thought that would be that, you know, and but it turns out that down in South America, further down in South America, my company guy heard about Mr. Kelly from AMP, you know, who was in the country, and they all wanted to come and see me. And I said, I'm not taking in any more traffic, you
I
know.
don't do it anymore.
No, because what happens is, you know, you could be talking forever. That's the way these people are. They just, you know, get into this stuff. But anyway, that was the two times that's happened. I was in the papers in Chile, and I was in the papers in China. And I was mentioned in South Africa. In South Africa, I won the medal, the gold medal for standards.
Also, I remember the one that the guy, you weren't supposed to speak. You were in front of all these students, and the guy got sick. And then they asked you to fill in. Don't you remember that one? And then you went out there, and it was like 10 minutes before the guy was supposed to speak. And he filled in, like he didn't have no speech or nothing, but he's very good just like that. So you remember, you just put a few words on the index card, and you went out there and you talked.
I did that so often.
No, but this one was memorable because he just went on and whatever, and he's very good just like that. So, and at the end of it, they were all applauded and all that, and they said, "May we have a copy of your speech to print it in the
Oh,
paper?"
that's right.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that one.
Because he had it written down, he didn't have nothing. That's why I can't remember. They couldn't believe that he gave this, like he had like 5-10 minutes to speak in front of 1,000 students, and then he wanted to print it. They thought it was so great, and he didn't even have anything written down.
No paper.
Was it
There was
memorized?
nothing to
No,
print
he
because
just
I didn't have
no.
it.
That's the way
memorized?
he taught.
Wow.
When he's in, if you ever saw him when he was, great in front of, he could get up and he'd have the whole place hypnotized because it just flows out, and he doesn't hesitate and he goes on and he just that was his gift. That's a gift, I couldn't get up, I'd be duh. But he was just great. Well, that's why even way back when he was a kid, he used to win the debates in 8th grade on radio. That's just his,
Yeah.
But that one, I remember that because he couldn't believe it because this guy threw up or something like right before he got on. They said, Kelly, you got to fill